Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. I think a lot of you are here with us today because you're looking for a little bit of inner peace, right? I mean, who isn't these days?
Yeah, it's a pretty universal need, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, today we've got something really special for you guys. We're going to be diving into some ancient wisdom, but don't worry, it's surprisingly relevant for us modern folks.
Totally.
So we're taking a look at a conversation with a Himalayan mystic. He's got some really fascinating perspectives on mental well-being.
Yeah, and what I find interesting about this mystic is he doesn't get all caught up in complex rituals or super esoteric practices.
That's right.
He keeps things really simple and accessible, which I appreciate.
Me too. And, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, right? I mean, we all have this innate power within us to find calmness and resilience, but we often forget about it or don't know how to tap into it.
Exactly, and that's where this mystic's insights come in. He gives us these practical tools that anyone can use to connect with that inner strength.
Okay, so let's jump right in. One of the first things that really struck me was his emphasis on the power of stillness.
Yeah, he talks about just taking 2 minutes a day to sit quietly and focus on your breath.
Just 2 minutes, which seems almost too simple, right?
I know, but he describes it as like soothing the soul and quieting the storm with them. Even those 2 minutes can have a profound effect.
I love that. So 2 minutes, focusing on the breath. That's it.
It's deceptively simple. I mean, if you think about it, just those 2 minutes of focused breathing can actually shift your whole physiological state. Like, studies have shown that deep breathing techniques, they reduce cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and they activate the parasympathetic nervous system.
Which calms the body and mind.
Exactly. It's like hitting the reset button on your stress response.
Okay, so it's like taking a mini vacation for your nervous system.
Yes, and you know what's really cool is that the mystic, he points out that these 2 minutes, they can become a gateway to this deeper sense of presence throughout your whole day.
Ah, I see. So it's not just about those 2 minutes. It's about the ripple effect it has on the rest of your day.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That actually leads perfectly into the next point that we wanted to talk about, which is mindful living, right? The mystic talks about this idea of savoring each bite of food, feeling the breeze on your skin, really experiencing each moment as it comes.
It's so powerful, right?
Yeah.
Because it's about shifting our focus from all those racing thoughts in our heads to the actual sensations of the present moment.
Yes. And you know what it reminds me of? That work by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi on flow state. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah, totally. That feeling of complete absorption in an activity, right? Where time just seems to disappear and you're just fully immersed with the present moment.
Exactly. I mean, it's like being in the zone. And the mystic's teachings really seem to align with this concept of flow state. It's like mindfulness can help us access that state more frequently, and that brings more joy and fulfillment to our lives.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. What's something you do every day that you could bring more mindful awareness to?
Right.
Even something like washing the dishes can become this meditative experience if you really focus on the warmth of the water, the scent of the soap.
It's true. And that actually brings us to something that the mystic takes a step further, this idea of acceptance and letting go. He suggests that instead of resisting challenges, we should view them as opportunities for growth.
Oh, I love that.
He even has this beautiful quote. He says, "Embrace the thorns, for they too bear roses."
Wow.
Right? It's about finding peace not by avoiding difficulty, but by transforming our relationship with it. And I think that's such a powerful concept.
It really is. And you know what? It reminds me a lot of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." And the mystic seems to echo this idea, encouraging us to accept what we can't control and focus our energy on what we can. But what's really interesting is that he doesn't just present this as some philosophical concept. He offers practical advice on how to actually cultivate this acceptance through practices like meditation and mindful breathing.
Right. It's not just about thinking about it. It's about training your mind to find calm amidst the storm.
Exactly.
And finally, and I think this is a really important one, the mystic emphasizes the importance of connecting with nature. He speaks about the healing power of the mountains, the forests, the rivers. He encourages us to spend time in nature, to breathe fresh air, to feel the earth beneath our feet.
It's about remembering that we are a part of something so much larger than ourselves.
Yes. And you know what's amazing is that now we actually have scientific evidence to back up these ancient teachings. Like studies have shown that spending time in nature reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, and improves mood.
Totally. It taps into this concept called biophilia, which is our innate biological connection to the natural world.
Like we're hardwired to need that connection with nature.
Yeah, it's in our DNA. And the mystic, he seems to intuitively understand this connection. and he's inviting us to rediscover it as a path to healing and wholeness.
So let's recap. We've explored 4 key takeaways from the Himalayan Mystic today: stillness, mindfulness, acceptance, and nature connection. And what I find so compelling is that these aren't just abstract ideas. He presents them as like a way of life, a path to cultivating inner peace.
Absolutely. And he leaves us with this question: how can we weave these practices into the fabric of our modern lives?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. It's an invitation to experiment, to find what resonates with us, and to discover the transformative power of these ancient teachings in our own unique journey toward well-being.
Love that. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
We hope you found this exploration into the wisdom of the Himalayan Mystic insightful and inspiring. Remember, even small steps towards incorporating these practices into your life can have a big impact on your overall well-being. Until next time, keep diving deep.
Take care.